Alright, this is probably the first part of the vlog here because I completely forgot to record earlier or my thoughts. I'll probably do that beforehand or at the hotel or something. Oh yes, I have been. I'm just waiting for someone to pull up here.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. Sorry about that.
No, you're okay. You're good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, let me roll up here. Ah. There you go. Embarrassing, right? Anyways, I'm at a McDonald's. We just got some food for breakfast. It's right now 8:20. It's gonna take us about 8.5 hours to get over to our destination. Nervous sighted. We got everything all set, packed up. The whole family's here. I'm not gonna showcase the whole family. I think some can sound off a little bit here. But yeah, this will be a lot of fun. Haven't been to Louisiana before, so that's gonna be awesome. And then also going to New Orleans, so it's gonna be interesting. Today is Wednesday to keep things in time frame too. So we're planning to get to our hotel, and then we're gonna be going to after that on Thursday is registration day. We could technically go to the airport for registration apparently, but I'm not bothering with that. We're just gonna go to the registration on Thursday, and we're gonna check out some sites in New Orleans, and then yeah, Friday, big day. It's gonna start off the entire Swiss rounding. So I'm curious how I'm gonna get placed and how things are gonna go. Right now we're stopped at a gas station, or at a Shell gas station. I think we're still in Mississippi. If I'm not mistaken here, so we're going down south from Missouri, and we went south into Arkansas, and then that's the first time I've ever been in Arkansas. Funny enough, I'm only like an hour or 2 hours away from Arkansas. I think less than that, and I've never been in Arkansas. Beautiful state. And then I think we went through Tennessee somehow, because I know we went through Memphis, Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not good at the geography right now in my mind, but I know we went through Memphis, Tennessee, because I saw signs for like you know, slow down Memphis, you know, stuff like that on the roads. And we stopped there to get gas real quick, and then kept on going south. We're now in Mississippi. Also, the fun thing too about that is we crossed over the Mississippi River, so it's fun. This entire road trip to the NAIC, I've never been to these parts of the U.S. So I mean, I'm a homebody, so I don't really travel. So it's nice to go to other states too and like visit. Like it's just visiting, kind of seeing things on our way to Louisiana here. So it's been really nice. Again, all the states I've been seeing so far are very beautiful states. I mean, see a lot of forestation and whatnot. So it's like it's nice. It's nice versus seeing city life how I'm so used to it in my life. So it's like it's very relaxing. It's been about 4 hours into our trip. We still got another 4 hours and I want to say 50 minutes. We got 4 hours and 47 minutes left in our trip. Estimated we're gonna be there by 6:22. 327 miles left. Jeez, that's gonna be a long ways. Anyways, I haven't really said anything much in regards to like how I feel about the NAIC. I've actually been really like this build up this last few couple weeks. I say couple weeks, not few weeks, couple weeks, because it was like last 2 weeks. I've been trying really hard to figure out what deck I want to use for the NAIC, because I really want to I want to hit top 4. That's my goal. Hit top 4. Kind of like how I feel about when I want to do my local tournaments. And I shared it last week here, the other week at this point, I think now, that I had won my local cup. And that was the first time I've ever won a cup. And I was surprised because I literally went, it was, I think it was 5-0-1. And my only loss was during the, was that correct? I think we had like 4 or 5 matches before, no, I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong here. I can't remember. I had to look back at the matches itself. But I know I lost against Isaiah during the preliminary stuff, but then I had enough, and it got me into the quarterfinals. I beat out. I forgot who I beat out, and then I got into the semifinals, and I fought against Spencer, not Neil, I think his name. I can't remember. Beat them out, and I lucked out against 2 God of War decks, and went into the finals against Isaiah, and Isaiah was using, like, now that I know how his deck operated, I'm like, okay, let's duke it out, and I lucked out. And I was, just for those of you who don't know, I'm using a spicy version of a Joltik box, where my main attacker actually is a Dragapult EX. It's not a, I I mean, the way my deck operates, I use a Iron Hands EX first, or a Pikachu, depending on how I feel or the situation, or I pull out other things, and then I slowly build towards my Dragapult. Because the problem I've always noticed with the Joltik boxes is that they don't have a good late game. They have a very good acceleration at the beginning and midpoint, and where they struggle is once they get to the late game, where a lot of decks focus kind of heavy on that mid to late game stuff. And that's where their power creep comes in really, really strong, and they start swinging, and then the Joltik box can't survive. I don't want to call it Joltik because I'm going to call it Miraidon box. But so far, yeah, I won a cup with that, but funny enough, the following week when I went to another cup, I lost with that deck. I got it, I couldn't even get into the, any portion of these, quarterfinals or anything like that. I was like 5th place, so I was like, oh man, I got bumped out, just enough to get bumped out from the quarters. And, if I'm not mistaken, it's like that's how I always, I know I'm probably saying it incorrectly, but that's how I understand these tournaments, essentially, how it's set up. And then, at my other local tournament, which is a regular tournament standard, I didn't win with my deck. I got placed in 5th again, too. So I was like, and it had me second guessing myself a lot whether or not I want to use use my Joltik box. I built a handful of other decks too, but I'm like, I play them online, and I feel very comfortable online. I just don't feel comfortable in real life. Because I always have my things with the online game. I always feel like it kind of stages up your decks, so if you play it just right, you'll win. That's how I always feel about it. And it just doesn't feel really genuine and random. Plus, you're always fighting against like decks that are matched up to you, never really genuinely a random fight. So I don't get to experience fighting my Joltik box or Miraidon deck against like a Mewtwo EX, or against a Marnie's Grimmsnarl, which is some of the decks I'm kind of worried about as of right now. And it's funny because I have 2 rival decks, the battle rival decks for Marnie and Steven, or Steve. Yeah, Steve. And I was debating on whether or not I brought the components for it. If I want to, I can construct a Marnie's Grimmsnarl deck. It's just not going to be as super competitive, or like a competitive, because it's missing a couple of parts, especially the ace spec, which I would bum from other decks that I brought with me. Another deck that I wanted to use too, but I'm missing out some cards, I really wanted to try out, and something I want to bring to my local tournaments just for fun, is the Team Rocket's Porygon deck. That seemed like a lot of fun. It's like kind of somewhat of an offshoot, like everyone's like saying United Wings. I think of it as a Cerulege deck to myself, because of just the nature of me just discarding energies. In this case here, I'm trying to get rid of as many of my Rocket supporters as I can, so I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. I also love a lot of the single prize winners, because everyone tries to emphasize on, you know, EXs and stuff like that. I think single prize decks are fantastic. They're a lot of fun, and there's a lot more maneuverability with them. The only problem with it is just finding the right single prize decks that can meet the cap of knocking out at least a mid-range EX Pokemon. But with the current ones, I might have some problems with like Charizard, Gardevoir, Dragapult, now Marnie's Grimmsnarl. So, alright, well, they're back here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off from here, and we'll chat some more as we keep going. Hey y'all, so I'm here in the hotel. I'm actually in the bathroom right now. Kinda, yeah, great. Yeah, I also have one of my tanks got messed up by sweet and sour sauce. But yeah, it's almost 11 o'clock now, like 10 till 11 o'clock. We got here back at like 6:30-ish, unpacked and all that stuff like that, then had like a late dinner. Wasn't anything grand, it's just leftovers and stuff like that. So it was fun just traveling around, just road tripping. I'm really tired from all the drive though, super sleepy, but it was still fun nonetheless. Got to see not see all kinds of stuff, but like just, you know, the drive itself was really nice and beautiful, going throughout all the states. As far as I know, we hit like, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong here. I haven't looked at the map or whatnot. I just went off Google Maps, but it was from Missouri to Arkansas, a little bit of Tennessee, into Mississippi, and then into Louisiana here. So it was nice. Louisiana is like very, not bio-y is the best way to describe it, but like, man, there's like a lot of like these large lakes and stuff like that. So it was really cool. I've never actually seen Louisiana really, other than what I've read about it, and then some photos and maybe some stuff. Apparently, my wife would like to watch Swamp People, I think is, or Swamp People or whatnot, from like the History Channel. Had a better idea of what Louisiana was like. So I'm like, I had no idea what I was expecting, but it was still nice though. Like kind of like want to continue where I last left off too about deck wise. Other than what we currently know about meta right now, as of right now, that'd be like June 11th, right? Like what we know about current meta, there's like I mentioned about Marnie's Grimmsnarl and Team Rocket's Mewtwo. I also mentioned about my Team Rocket's Porygon for like single prize winner and stuff like that. But I wonder if there's more like weird cooked up stuff, like brand new decks that we've never seen before. And for me, I'm not so much so as a deck builder as I am a pilot. I will pilot any deck very well if I know how to play it, for the most part. I mean, there's some decks I don't like. Like, I know a lot of people ask me, like, well, Briston, why don't you use a Gardevoir deck? I've used Gardevoir decks before. I'm just not a huge fan of them. Too technical, in my opinion, so it requires a lot more finesse. And my kind of gameplay, I'm very much a brawler. I like to beat people up and have a lot more fun that way. It's like I'm a fighter. I like to get in there and just have a lot of fun. Decks like the Gardevoir deck require you to have a lot more thinking, more slowdown. It's a little bit like on the same level as Dragapult deck, and that's where like sometimes I don't really like utilizing Dragapult too much. I do like the mechanics behind it. But sometimes I see how like really thoughtful it gets into using those decks. I'm like, it's nice, but it's too stressful, and I don't like making my games too stressful. I like it just right where it's like, okay, it's stressful enough, but I want to just have fun, just having a slugfest. So it's like just hit after hit after hit, and then trading prizes and stuff like that. It's like who can pull off some crazy stuff. I think that's where it gets really fun. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know what to expect other than like Gardevoir, mirror matches, any variations of a Dragapult, whether it be like a Charizard, Pidgeotto, or Pidgeot, or trying to think of any other like deck. Oh, Raging Bolt, maybe Terrabox or Terrapago style stuff. And then the newer decks, Marnie's Grimmsnarl, Team Rocket's Mewtwo. I don't know what else I would anticipate that we're going to be coming across. I really do hope. I mean, I know how most of those decks function and how to counter them with my own deck. The better question is just things that I can't control, which is setup itself and the randomness, the RNG of the game itself. Luck of the draw. There's only so much you can control and mitigate, and everyone's like, well, you can, like, there's some crazier ones where, like, you can control what you're going to exactly get in your hand. I'm like, yeah, but that takes kind of a little bit of that fun out of the game itself, too. I get it. You're trying to win and stuff, especially in something like the NAIC or, like, the World Tournament, but I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I did bring a lot of my deck stuff, so I brought alongside with me, like I mentioned earlier, too, so I have my main deck I'm going to be using. Meridian Joltik box, but I've also brought my Ceruledge deck, which I used to rock for a long while. I stopped using my Ceruledge deck just because of the its win ratio isn't that great, and it's too straightforward. There's a lot of other decks that can counter it pretty easily if they can act fast enough. It is a very fast deck, though. I brought my Okie Dokie deck, which I'm not going to use it in this tournament, no way. It's a fun deck, though. I do enjoy playing it in live. So, and I finally built it in person, so I want to play it at my local tournaments. Same thing with my Ethan's Dragapult, is what I would call it. Just an Ethan's Typhlosion variant, but with the Dragapult focus. One, and then I have my Team Rocket's Porygon, but I'm just missing I had one card. I'm just missing one card now. I thought I was missing one of my Team Rocket's factories, and I found it. I'm just missing a Team Rocket's Archer. And that one I don't have. That one I have to get lucky if someone is willing to give it to me, if I can get treated for that real quick. Or I find some packs and open them up and hopefully I get a Team Rocket's Archer, which that's going to be pretty hard. But yeah, I don't know what I want to run with. And I did bring my Marnie's Grimmsnarl deck. The one that was from the rival deck itself, but I haven't done any deconstructing of it yet, and I do have an extra Marnie's Grimmsnarl alongside with other cards, so I can pop into that, and if I want to, I can actually create a deck that I've seen online and put a little spice to it, my own variations to it. And I know it's funny, a lot of people go like, what do you mean by your own spice, Briston? It's because I'm a very aggressive player. I like to think of, I like to describe it like Mortal Kombat, like Scorpion. I like to like get over here and just bring people over. So I put in a lot of like bosses orders, sometimes a lot of counter catchers. Sometimes if I feel very risque, I'll change out the A spec for a prime catcher just to throw people off, because I am a very aggressive player. I do like to bully people into a situation where it's like they'll think like, oh, I'm not doing this, and I like to upset the meta, if that makes sense. And I like to make decks that don't seem to be aggressive into aggressive ones, where I force them into situations where, okay, it's like, oh, he probably only gonna run 1 or 2 bosses, and I'm like, no, I run an extra boss plus a few, like a couple or a few counter catchers, and that maybe that random chance of a prime catcher, and people go like, oh snap, yeah, and I force you into believing that you're in a safer situation. That's what helps me in a lot of my fights too. There's a lot of people don't expect me to be that aggressive, or they know that I'm aggressive, they just don't know what to expect from me. And so people who fought against me in the local tournaments, stuff like, they would try and Iono me as much as they can, but sometimes Ioning me doesn't help them. It hurts them more than you imagine. That's why I always like to ask people like, hey, how did you feel about using your Iono? You know, did it help you? Did it not help you? I always feel like Iono is a really, really big card contender to make things so random that you can't predict what will be the outcome of its usage. I'm still debating whether or not I want to take that Marnie's Grimmsnarl deck and finesse it. But it would be making it to a deck similar to what I used online, but not to its fullest extent. I don't have a secret box. Other variants I've ran with it. I do have a prime catcher, which I could use, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I keep thinking about it. I keep going back and forth whether I want to use it or not. Sometimes I keep second guessing myself. That's the one thing that with this part of the NAIC so far, this whole entire tournament now, this leading up to it, 2 weeks prior to it, I've been second guessing myself a whole lot. And I know when I look back at the live, there's live gameplay, like the online game, and then there's my actual local tournaments. And like live, I do fantastic. My local tournaments, I won a cup, I lost the cup, I lost a local tournament. Those are the only combat experience with my actual decks against real people so far with my box. I still feel really nervous about it. I feel really nervous. That's why I keep thinking like maybe I should just change it up. Maybe I should use a deck that people don't know about it. I'm like, not exactly. My deck already is already weird. It's already kooky and cattywampus. It throws people off. I like to, like I said, I like to take a current meta deck and I like to add a little bit of spice to it to throw people off. And when people see it, they go like, oh, I know exactly what I'm playing against with. And then I pull out my other cards or stuff like that. And people go like, not what I was expecting. Or it throws them off their A game. Because again, that's where those tactful players, like those Gardevoir players, they think that they have me in a pinch, and I usually pull off something to surprise them, and it throws them off their little game. Sometimes it throws them off very well, and then I start hammering away because that's the sign. But I don't know. Part of me is just because I really, really, really want to win this. Like I said, I want to hit at least top 4. I doubt it to be honest. But I like to say I'm a pessimistic optimist. I gotta be very realistic about things, but I can't always just be sad and dour about things because, like, oh, I'm never going to hit number one. There's 4,800 other players besides myself. Actually, closer to 4,900 players. That's a lot of odds. However, if I keep thinking I'm never going to win, well, I'm never going to push myself hard. I got to believe that I'm going to win it. I got to keep being optimistic. I got to say yes. I got to have yes in my heart. Can't have no in my heart. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to motivate myself to fight even harder. So that's what I kind of like feel like the whole situation. As much as I stress myself out, I always gotta keep thinking back to like Briston. It's just a game. As much as you want to win it for a variety of reasons, but no matter what, in the end, it's all a game. And if you're having fun, I think that's the most important part. And plus, this entire thing is going to be a fun little vacation slash, you know, finally visiting, road tripping to other states, even though I only, you know, visiting those other states, but we still got to check something out. We're going to be checking some stuff out tomorrow in Louisiana here. After we're done getting our badges in the morning, we're actually going to go take off and take a look at some of the places here in Louisiana. Maybe check out a little swamp tour, maybe check out the beach, have some of the food here as well too. So I'm excited. I am stoked about it. Yeah, I forgot to mention. I feel like this is like my own little Pokemon adventure. If you think about this, right? Like a legitimate Pokemon adventure. You go out on an adventure with your friends, in this case here, my family, which, you know, one of them is my friend. I mean, married my best friend, basically, so. But yeah, you go on an adventure with your friends, you challenge all kinds of people, meet people along the way, meet some rivals, meet some baddies or whatnot, but in the end, you're gonna get to the very final fight. And I feel like that's how it feels like with Pokemon. Right now, this NIC matchup, this fight, this is me getting towards like my end game. I think it's an end game because I honestly, like I said, I honestly don't believe I'm going to be able to maybe get to World. I don't think I'm going to make it that high up, but I'm still going to give it my best. I'm not gonna just say no in my heart. And when I'm like no, I'm like, I gotta be realistic. Slim chances, but you know what? I gotta keep trying. The same thing how I felt when I was doing when I did my first cup. And you know, well, it's not my first cup. That was like my second cup I've ever done. But you know what? Third time was the charm, right? I went in there thinking, I might not win this. But you know what? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to give it my best. I'm going to have a lot of fun. And guess what? It's exactly what had happened at the cup. And I won first place for the first time. So who knows? Maybe I will win at the NIC. I don't know. There is no future but what we make for ourselves. And only future Briston and you, the viewer, will know what will happen. Me right now, current Briston, right now. Live on this camera. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen, but you bet I'm going to try my best, though. Oh, wait, one more thing, too. So, besides being at the NIC and playing and whatnot, so for Badge Day tomorrow, I have a secret objective here. I'm actually trying to look for a few like Pokemon content creators that actually inspired me with my channel and how I do things with my business and stuff like that. Some of you already know I did that, you know, my collaboration, not really collaboration. I just got lucky on one of his drip drops and had Pokey sign off one of my cards. I know that Real Breaking Nate and, Nate and his wife Marie are going to be actually here at the NIC. I'm hoping I'll get a chance to actually run to them today during Badge, or like on Thursday. Not today. Today's still the 11th, but hoping I run into Nate and Marie on registration for badges and stuff like that on the 12th. And like if I get to run into them, let me try and do this. I don't want to go there because I don't want to wake up the kids and stuff like that. I don't want to make them upset. But I have a oversized Terrapagos and Friends promo oversized card that I want Nate and Marie to sign. It's kind of like, there's that one video that Nate made, like what inspired him about Pokemon, what he loves about Pokemon so much. It's like trying to make friends. And he did a video when he was over at the World Championship, and he was asking people, like, will you be my friend? And, like, you know, like, doing trades and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what, I want to do something similar like that, but like this, I'm like, I want to meet up with Nate and possibly get him to sign off my card. That'd be awesome. I'm like, hey, do you want to be friends, man? that sort of thing. The continuation from that video. Probably, he's not going to get what I'm going to be mentioning maybe until I talk about the video in more particular, but yeah. I thought that would be funny and cool. Anybody else that I would run into? I don't think Pokey would be here. That'd be cool if I could actually meet Brian. I would want to get him not only to sign that card too, but also a photo with him or same thing with Marie and Nate. I want to get photos with them. I'm trying to think of anybody else that I was aware that was going to NIC. I can't think off the top of my head, but so far it was only like the only one I was like really looking forward to meet is Nate and Marie. Other than that, I also had a Misty's Psyduck. Dang, I wish I brought my cards in here with me. It's not that I thought about that, but a Misty Psyduck. I was gonna ask Nate to cross out the word Misty, put Nate right there, and then just sign off on that card or whatnot. I'm like, yes. I mean, it was perfect because he likes Psyduck, so I mean, that would work out the best. But yeah, I'm really hoping that maybe during Badge Day I'll run into them. I don't think I would really have a chance to run into them during the competitor days. I'm already trying to go to the Pokemon Center during competition time frame, so that's gonna be rough itself, but I shrug. Hopefully I can find some cool Pokemon swag that I want to get at the Pokemon Center. I was like eyeing the backpack, the mat. I might want to get sleeves too. I can't think of, oh yeah, and the mat carry case, because my carry case for my mat is just a little string. Forgot that what it was. What people don't know is it's actually for like a frying pan or something like that. And I've used it for my playmat, but hey, it keeps it nice and safe. So I'm like, if it works, right? I'm not gonna complain. But I would like to get one of those hard case ones to keep my mat really nice, because I really do like my Eevee playmat that I use at my local tournaments. And then I also need to figure out whether or not I need to not sleeve my cards just yet. I got some advice from one of the shop owners saying, like, when you go to the NAIC or whatnot, don't sleeve up your decks just yet, because the judges may want to inspect your cards beforehand, and they might say, like, you have to sleeve them into new sleeves. So that was the case. I rather just sleeve it right then and there, because I did get some over sleeves, because I want to put my deck from my Dragon Shields in, because I already have, like, I double sleeve all my stuff, so I have it like perfect fit from the KMC into Dragon Shields. I was going to take my KMC out of the Dragon Shield and place it into the Eevee sleeves from the Prismatic Evolutions SPC, and that way I can rock the box, the mat, and the sleeves all together. I would totally love to do that, and I don't want those sleeves to fray, so I would put it in the overshields, so that way they're going to be absolutely protected, but I still get to rock it out in style, so yeah. Again, I love nerding out about this kind of stuff. It's super cool and fun to me. I really do enjoy it a lot. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head too, but I'm really hoping that besides, you know, there's the fun family aspect that we're doing here in Louisiana too, but at the same time at the NIC, like there's some things, there's some side objectives that I want to get done and have happen too. So really excited for it.